What's going on, traders? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I think maybe a week, but I've been really busy just focusing on my own trading and just keeping my head down. This month has been an absolute phenomenal month. I've mainly been trading gold specifically, and I've really found it quite therapeutic, to say the least, just enjoying the journey and the game. There has been some days where, I've overtraded. There have days where I've been taking buys when I should have been taking sells. It happens. It's all part of trading. And if I was perfect, then, I'd be perfect, but I'm not. I'm a human being. So it just is what it is. But nonetheless, I have really focused this month on trading during my trading times, making sure that I'm sticking to specific patterns, making sure that I'm cutting my losses extremely early, and doing my very best to hold trades. It's quite funny because I'm not the best at holding trades, and somebody messaged me on Instagram and they said, "Oh, Rox, why don't you hold your trades for longer?" And in my head, I thought about it for a little while because it was kind of, taken back by the comment, but it is what it is. But I was thinking, hold on a minute. All I want to do is just make money. I don't get a medal or accolades for holding my trades for X period of time, but they planted a seed in my head. So I went away, spoke to a few of my close friends who are extremely good traders, and I asked their opinion. And it was like, listen, Rox, if you're making money, you're making money. Some days you're going to hit them home runs, and other days you're not. But tomorrow is my birthday, and I'll be turning 21 tomorrow. So I thought, why not go for a big home run today, which is Thursday, which is the day you're going to be seeing this video. Now, all jokes aside, I'm not turning 21. I'm a little older than 21. But the point is, it's been a very good month. I'm up about 33% before today. For the month trading gold. The reason for that mainly is because I am trading with the same lot sizes that I would trade currencies with. So my risk is increased quite a bit trading gold. But, it's a risk that I decided to take this month, and it has paid off. So I'm doing pretty well. So I was up 33% before the start of my trading day today. Now, what happened yesterday was there was the FOMC news for the dollar, and they forecasted that the results or the news would be actual, so as forecasted. And you probably would have seen what happened in the late afternoon. The news was what it was predicted to be, and the dollar's strength just absolutely spiraled out of control. I know some traders that got into some really good trades, made some serious money from that news. I wasn't a part of it, unfortunately, but I know it was very good news for the dollar. So what I decided to do is I decided to set my alarm for 2 a.m. this morning, because what I wanted to happen is I wanted the Asian session to kick in. I wanted the 10 o'clock, so 10 p.m. London candle to close, and then I wanted to jump into the new London candle. So I took a total of 5 trades today. I think it was around 3 buys, 2 sells. Now, I trade the 1 minute time frame, so I can trade either or direction, but the idea was that I would trade in the direction of the news, which was sells on gold, so down. Anyway, like I said, I'm not a perfect trader, so I am going to bounce around a little bit from time to time, but I have my mind set on sells. And I took a couple losses and I took some really big wins, and I was very fortunate enough. I wouldn't call it fortunate, actually, because I have put in a lot of work with what I do in terms of my own trading and my craft and that. But I was blessed to finish my day plus 15.5 R. Now, I actually was up 18 R for the day, but I let it slip away from me. It is what it is. But what I'm going to do is just go over a couple of the trades that I've taken and, just share my thoughts with you. I'll go over the pre-analysis, what my ideas were since last night, moving into the London session. And I actually went on, I had some responsibilities today, should I say. this morning. So the idea was to get into the market from about 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then trade till about 9, 10-ish, which is exactly what I did. Very, very happy, because by the time my morning got really busy, I was actually off the charts, and I'm really just chilling for the rest of the day. So I'm going to do this YouTube video for you. The minute I finish this, I'm going to hit the gym, the sauna, steam room, and then I'm going to be back into the office tomorrow morning just to tidy up some loose ends, and then go and have a dinner with my wife and chill out for the weekend. I hope you've had a good trading week, traders. Let's head over to the charts. If I don't see you again at the end of this video because I decide to just end it randomly, I just want to say have a fantastic weekend. If you enjoyed the video, just do me a big favor, smash that like button for me, just for the YouTube algorithm. Share this with others who are traders. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and turn on notifications. If you could just do that one thing for me, I can continue to provide you content. Without further ado, let's head over to the charts. So traders, here we are on gold 4H time frame. So you all know yesterday there was really good news. Well, I wouldn't say good news. There was good enough news for the dollar. The forecast was actual and the results were actual, which is really good. The overall sentiment of the market had been showing us a lot of signs that gold had been failing to push higher for a long period of time now. And what you'll start to see, the lows that were formed at the start of the month, you can see were finally broken at the start of this week, I do believe it was. Once those lows were broken, you'll start to see that price continue to respect this structure. So we're talking from the start of this week near enough all the way till yesterday, the market's just respected structure. It never broke above 1868.70. And that's a strong sign that price failing to break above and breaking below here, the bears are definitely in control. Now, what we're waiting for the market to do is we're waiting for the market to initiate some sort of momentum shift. And of course, that came from the news, which is this information here. Had a really big move and a big day yesterday. You see the markets push to the downside. This was the time where I decided that I knew I was going to take sales. I just knew it 100%, but I had to wait for price to correct this move. So I set my alarm for 2 o'clock, and then this is where the party began. I thought that after this candle had closed and this new candle had opened, I'd have an opportunity to use this wick rejection here, which is a structural high, to look for my first tradable opportunity. Now, in total, on gold, I took 5 trades. I took 1, 2, 3 sells and 2 buys. Okay, 3 sells and 2 buys, and you're going to see what happens as we go down to the 1 minute time frame. But before we do that, the idea was this: if price is creating this momentum move, we have good news on the dollar. We have this pullback that's already created. We're going to have a continuation. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're having a continuation today. Okay, it's almost guaranteed. Dollar throughout. So my thoughts were this: tomorrow's my birthday, and I just really want to hold a trade. I spoke to, as I said, 2 of my good friends yesterday about holding trades. They advised me not to do it. Just get on and do what you're doing. You know, you're making money. You know, you're happy. You're at peace. Blah 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 blah. Don't like to use that word money, but you know, you're doing well with your trading. Just focus on it. So, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do what you're saying. So then, as I said, I took a trade and I held it, and it went to, I think, about 18R-ish. And then I said to my wife, look, I'm at 18R now. Do I hold it? Because I had, I think, like 1R or 2R left. She was like, what would you normally do? Is this part of your rules? Is this your plan? I'm like, well, normally if I close it, it goes in my direction. If I hold it, it goes against me, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I lost 9R from that trade and it pulled back on me, but it is what it is. And then I opened another position and then it escalated from there. Eventually, by the end of my trading day, I finished plus 15.5R up. So anyway, the idea was this: price creates the pullback. We'll have a continuation all the way back down to 1765. Enough range. Look at this. From here all the way down here, we're looking at 500 plus pips. Okay. So now this is where the party began. So here we are on the 1 minute time frame. So we're going to go through these trades this morning, and I'll just give you my thought process behind it. So as I mentioned, I set my alarm for about 2 o'clock, and it was around this time here that I decided to go in for this selling opportunity. Now, I had it in the back of my mind that I was going for sales no matter what. Okay. Now, this level here, this black line obviously clearly represents what I believe to be was the wick rejection that was going to form on the 2 o'clock close, and then see this candle now respect that structure and continue down. So when I went over to the 1 minute time frame, you have that locked in the back of your mind. You're thinking about this all last night, and I mean the night before. You see the news, etc., etc., and then you plan to go into this trade. I was triggered in on this candle here, and I just had my stop loss above these levels. And I just said to myself, look, there's a very high chance price going to continue bearish back down to some of these lows here. Let's take this trade and hope that we get the market pushes down at this time of night. Anyway, I woke up in the morning around 5 o'clock to see that the trade didn't go in my direction. So that was that. I took a 1 hour loss here, which is just is what it is. The idea behind this trade was just as simple as the fact that price was respecting the structure that it had formed from the previous 1H close, or should respect the structure. And then what I started to see was price holding around this level. Again, you know, in the back of your mind, you're just fixated on this sell. So anything that looks good for a sell, you're going in for it. And I just thought after this bearish candle close here, if the price starts to push bearish below these levels, we'll continue bearish. But as you can clearly see here, you know, it didn't work out like that. But that it just is what it is. Anyway, I was adamant that I was going to continue to sell this market. So I was just looking for a good opportunity. I was up around 5. I saw here on the 1 minute time frame. I did use another time frame, but I'm not going to go into all of that. But here on the 1 minute, we had the break below. I'm looking for the trend to start kicking in to show signs of sell by structure here. And then what I'm looking for the market to do is come back to a retest level where price is showing signs that it's respecting structure and falling in line with the overall trend. So we have here the break of the structural low, nice lower lows and lower highs, a nice break, pull back into a key level and multiple wick rejections, stop loss above this key level. Now, the idea behind this trade, guys and ladies, was this. This was a 12-hour win for me, which is not the best under the circumstances. I'll tell you why. Because I was targeting these lows here. I probably wouldn't have held it for 65R. That's the truth. I would never have held it for 65R, ever. Ever. Let me not pretend to you guys. I was holding it for around 1 to 20. What happened was this. So disappointed, man. And I had a big old conversation with my wife about this. But the market had pushed to 1 to 18 around here. And I really wanted to hold this for 1 to 20. So it was around here. Okay. I think it was a little bit different on my MT4, but it was something like this. I was holding this for 1 to 20. It got to around 1 to 18. Then price started to pull back on me rapidly. Just started to panic and whatever else. Eventually, I saw the market starting to pull it back more. And then I decided to shut this trade off at 1 to 12. So at one stage, I was down 1R. And then all of a sudden, I was up 17R for the morning. You do not understand how excited I was. I had responsibilities to take care of, and I just thought it was going to be the best birthday present I could ask for, being in this position today. And it came back on me 12R, and it destroyed my soul. Now, I'm not saying I'm being ungrateful here, guys, but you know, it's not so much about the money, it's about the process. And the question was, because I've been debating this all the time, do I hold for 20R here? Do I close at 18R? And then eventually, you know, I end up losing 6R of the trade. Jeez, it wasn't nice. It was a horrible feeling. That led me to go on and do some stupid things, man. For some reason, during the heat of the moment, I stayed away from the markets. I think I was on my travels here at this time. Yes, I was. And then when I stopped, I started to just see things in the market that wasn't really happening. Buying opportunities. I didn't refer back to my 4H or my 15 minute. I just kept looking at the 1 minute, and I took buy here, which you can see just stopped out straight away. Again, I done what I do best and I bought the market again. But at this time, I was just like, look, Rox, enough's enough here. You know, you already had a good trade. At this time, already now down to what I think 10R for the morning. Again, it's really good, but I'm at 10R. I'm giving away 6R in profit, giving away a stop loss and a stop loss. And then I'm closing this trade prematurely because I just don't want to be in it, or I know I shouldn't be in it. Anyway, I continue to wait patient, and I just said, look, if you're going to buy, you're going to end up losing, so you might as well sell. The structure on the 4H is still down. Everything is pointing down. Good news for the dollar is down. You might as well. Now, at this stage, I was chasing the 20R again. So I got back on the phone to my wife and I was talking to her and I was saying, this is how I'm feeling. I want the 20R back. She was like, well, where are you at now? I said, this is where I'm at. And I handed my heart and my son's life. This is a conversation I had with her. And I was just like, look, I'm just not happy. I don't feel fulfilled. You know, why, when I don't hold my trades, I go in my direction, but when I do hold my trades, they turn against me. And she's just like, look, the market's going to do whatever the market's going to want to do. You need to figure out what it is you want from the markets, make a plan to get it. Once you got it, get out. I was like, yeah, I did. I planned to hold my trade. I didn't expect a 20R this morning, but it just continued pushing and I was grateful. But I didn't hold it I didn't close at 18R because I wanted the extra 2R. And she was like, look, if your plan says that you should be holding your trade, then you hold your trade. But when you was at 12R and 10R, did your trading plan say hold it to 10R, 12R? I said, no. She said, well, it should have been closed then. Now, I wasn't sure if she was trying to make me feel better because I was already 12R up or whatever around those numbers. But I just didn't like what she said. And I guess most traders don't like what other people say. But she made a valid point. It still didn't help me. So anyway, she was like, please don't trade on today. Don't trade on today. As I said, I was out taking care of responsibilities. And I was like, okay, bye. I hung up the phone and I went on to take another trade. And this was the final trade of the day, which is this one here. I took this trade based on the fact that I know the market's down. I'm not going to go into the technicals. I much prefer you to focus on my thought process here in terms of how I was feeling. I took the sell. I saw price was creating a level in the market. I saw some nice bearish candle closes. And I said that if price starts to break below this low here, we should continue to start seeing a downtrend. I managed to take 4R from the markets. Now, I closed here 100%. Remember it so clearly in my mind. I put my phone away. That's a lie. I took a screenshot of my results of the day, sent it to my wife. And she was like, oh my God, well done. You got that. But you told me you weren't going to trade. And I'm just like, oh man, why don't you just celebrate with me, you know? But she made a valid point. If I didn't stop trading, this could have turned into a loss and I could have lost all of my profits. That's why I said in the beginning I was fortunate, but I don't want to call it fortunate. I'll call it feel blessed today to be able to finish my day 15R up. But look what happened in the market. It continued down and I'm still expecting targets down here, but it is what it is. Now, the whole idea was this, right? This is what ticked me off the most was I was up 18R over here. I closed here because I panicked. But if I just held the trade, guess what would have happened? I would have hit that 20R somewhere over here. But I went on to take buys and more buys, closed this trade up prematurely. And yeah, it just is what it is. 15.5R up for the day is put me close to 50% for the month, which is an astonishing month to say the least. I haven't had a month like this in a very, very long time. It is what it is. It's just one of those months. Gold has been an absolute blessing. I've been absolutely creaming gold. And, you know, there's no secret behind it. I'm not a better trader than you guys or ladies. The only difference is this month, I have just been so aggressive with cutting my losses and I've done my very best to make sure I'm taking advantage of every single pattern and setup that I know that fits my plan. The whole point of me telling you this today is not to show off. I'm forever grateful that I'm in this position to be able to share my knowledge with you, to be able to have the knowledge that I do have and that I've worked so hard for over 8 years now, and to be able to reap the rewards of that hard work in the markets. The whole point, though, in me telling you this is this. If you come into the markets, make sure you have a clear, definitive plan of what it is you are looking for. Regardless of whether the markets keep moving your direction or not, it just is what it is. Just know every single day is going to be a different day. Some days are going to provide you with much bigger opportunities and other days are just not. But if you keep persevering, and I don't mean persevering by just taking random trades that shouldn't be taken, continually losing and break even, but I mean, if you keep identifying what is holding you back, what is making you do the things you shouldn't be doing, what are your strengths that are allowing you to say as a break-even trader. Once you start to persevere and apply yourself in that way, you will then start to see patterns that you can work on and start to really, really enforce in your daily routine. Once you do that, traders, then that's when things start to look up. I'll tell you now, the hardest thing is this: wanting something really bad and dreaming of it and, dwelling on it 24/7, that you put so much emphasis on a winning trade that if you don't get it, it becomes like the worst thing in the whole wide world for you. It happens to me. I'm not going to gas you up. I don't want you to think it's all, roses out here, if that's even the same, but you know what I mean, right? It's just really not that type of thing. It's just not that. The scenario that you think it is, it's not that. You understand? My whole aim was just to hold these trades. This one I'm really happy with. This one, of course, I'm happy with, but stupid mistake, man. Stupid mistake, because I was too greedy and wanted to hold it for 2 more R. Then that led me on to do other things I shouldn't have done, which is what it is. And then I got fortunate. But look what happens now. I didn't get fortunate, but look what happens now. You take the sell, but you don't hold it. It's all backwards, right? So just make sure you have a clear, definitive plan. I'm coming into the markets today. I'm going to take 1 loss, 2 losses. I'm walking away. I'm taking 1 R from the market, 2 R or 3 R from the market. I'm walking away. I'm going to do this for the next 90 days. And once I've got the data to help me identify what patterns are working and what's not working, then I'll start either to increase my risk or go for more risk to reward ratio, identify the times that I should be trading and shouldn't be trading, the patterns are working that are not working, my strengths, my weaknesses. Do I know who I am? Do I know what I want to achieve? Those answers only come over time through your experiences. And those experiences come with hurdles and pitfalls and hiccups and every other word you want to think about that involves making a mistake or doing something stupid. Okay. So that was my trading day to day. That was my thought process. So traders, I really want to share this with you because I don't want you to think every day that I'm winning my trades. I do win a lot of my trades. I have very good risk to reward ratio and good profit factor as well with my trades. But mentally and emotionally, I'm just like you. I face the same paralyzing thought processes and emotions that you face as well. The difference is I have a mission. I have a vision. I have dreams. And I just know that every hiccup that I encounter, whether it be me taking a silly sell or a silly buy, or not taking my profits when I'm 18R up, or taking profits early when I could be holding, those things I know are going to be the fuel that will give me the burning desire to continue pushing forward as a trader. Because if I know that this happens over and over again, I just got to find the strength at one stage or another to be able to change my behavioral patterns and just do it. But what I have to get used to, or I have to remember and recognize, that not every day is going to be the same day. So you have to pick your spots. And by doing that, you have to become comfortable with yourself and the outcome of your results. So if I'm going for a 20R, which I wasn't actually, but let's say I'm almost at 20R, I need to say, well, look, if you see the market's not pushing your direction, would you do close your trade? If you go for 20R, you're going for 20R. What's the least you're going to take out of this? 10R. In that instance, it's okay. You can let the rest go and let it come back to 10R. But what you can't do is pray and hope that you can hit that 20R. When you don't hit it, you feel pissed off like I was, and then you go and take buys in the sell bias market. Yeah. So always have it in the back of your mind. Know what you're looking for, have a clear plan of action, and then go for it. Other than that, I guess I've probably just rambled on, but some food for thought there. I just want to wish you a fantastic weekend, everybody. Really have a fantastic weekend. And today's Thursday, so have a good day tomorrow with your trading. I won't be trading tomorrow personally. I'm going to got a lot of work to do, but not trading. And then I'm going to be resting over the weekend, do the weekly forex outlook and reviews, and then I'll catch you all at some point next week. Until next time, continue to trust the process.